jasmine, oolong, green, and white. Long ago, these 4 teas were skillfully brewed at the Blissful Brew. Then, everything changed when the shop's popularity threatened its existence. All Mr. Okuran, the shop's owner and tea master, could do was to recruit 4 teenage orphans to learn his trade and staff his shop. A year has passed since the orphans were hired, and although their skills have progressed, they still have a lot to learn before they can brew anything. But I believe that they have the potential to make the Blissful Brew the greatest tea shop in the world. Last time on Benders and Brews, an Avatar Legends podcast.
This is not the last you will hear of Madame Yang.
Mr. Okuran, how much did you owe them?
I think it was about 1,000 yuan.
Okay, we're still short. We have a second option.
What's that?
We just beat them up. And that's why tomorrow, when a gang shows up, well, I'll beat them up too.
I have heard reports from other businesses in the area saying that they too were harassed by this gang.
We could go around to the other shops that have been harassed and build a little army before tomorrow, so we stand a better chance.
It's not a bad idea.
Hey, maybe if the whole town is standing up against these bullies, maybe they'll stop without even having to initiate any violence.
As much as I regret not being able to help Mr. Okuran after I kind of betrayed him, I have to say, I feel bad about it, but there's nothing I could do.
But you do go out and you speak with some of the business owners, and they are fed up with the situation. They're sick of it. And a pretty decent handful of them agree that, hey, if we stand up to these guys once and for all, we can shut them down. You were able to amass, a pretty decent group. And sure enough, noon comes around, and a group of 4 angry-looking, rough-looking teenagers, and the 4 of them come up and they see this entire group of people that are standing in front of them. And the leader, the rockabilly guy, he comes stepping forward and he goes,
What's all this about? We're here to pick up our money, old man.
Well, you could say you brewed up something stronger than you expected.
That's a good one.
That is a good one. What's that supposed to mean?
Means we're not gonna take it anymore.
All the people in your group, they take a really intimidating step forward and they stomp their ground hard.
Snap.
Welcome back to the big finale episode of Benders and Brews. Welcome back, everybody. It's our big finale, season one finale episode of Benders and Brews, episode 12. Crazy stuff is going to happen. Crazy stuff has happened that's led up until this point, and we are super excited to be back sitting down for this big finale. Just a quick emphasis. The next 4 episodes that will be coming out will all be prequel episodes. I really want to rail that into everybody's head because I don't want anybody to listen and be like, what's going on? I don't understand. This doesn't follow the story at all. No, we're doing throwbacks for each character. So I'm gonna be doing a sit down session with each one of the characters here, or players, and they're gonna do kind of a backstory episode. It's a mix between a scripted and played through episode of how their character got to where they are, to the Blissful Brew, to meeting Mr. Okuran. Where did they come from? Things along those lines. Okay, so it's gonna be really fun. We got voice actors, independent voice actors from Casting Call Club, and some other sources as well online. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be really exciting. It's going to be very emotional from what I've written and done so far. So it's a lot, it's something to look forward to. So just, again, it's prequel episodes, and then we will jump back into the current story once all of those are done. So other than that, let's jump right into our question. So the question for today, and we're taking a book or a page from the Dungeons and Daddies. If you've ever listened to their podcast, phenomenal Dungeons and Dragons real play podcast. I highly recommend it. We're taking a page out of their book today, as recommended by one of our amazing community members over on the Discord channel, which you can totally join. Just tell me something about your character that you feel isn't something that necessarily would come up in the story or the show or whatever else, kind of naturally. So just like something interesting about them that we might not otherwise learn. So who wants to start? Connor, do you feel confident? You kind of look a little, maybe not as confident. Hold on, I don't know.
I mean, I can certainly try to set the tone with it, I guess.
Okay, go for it.
All right, little known fact about Broccoli: he only showers once a week.
Oh, we know.
I feel like that is something that definitely might come up, but as of now, or it's going to come up now that you've mentioned it. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's
we all just thought it was the dishwater, but
Right. I mean, the dishwater washes him like 90% of the way, anyways. So.
I
He
wouldn't
gets his
go
arms.
that far.
He does one water-based shower. The rest is dirt baths.
when Mika turns around while he's washing, he'll like get his pits and he'll like go a little bit lower on his body and just trying to like get him. Oh, okay, and then she's back, so he's back to it. Now, out of curiosity, would Mika notice that there's always one day in the week that like, Brock smells pretty good today?
I don't know if she necessarily noticed it's Brock, but the room definitely smells better.
Yeah. It's just like something's different. Today's a good day.
Yeah.
Once a week, Mika's having a really good day.
There's less flies in here today.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, that's
Maybe he
great.
washes on Sundays or something.
Right.
So by Saturday, it's like, it's just the end of the
Oh,
week.
it's
Like
really bad. Yeah.
I'm just ready for the week to be over or whatever.
It'd be funny if you guys had like the weekends off, so you never actually experienced Brock having a shower because you're out doing your stuff, he's out doing his stuff. That's funny.
It could be, yeah.
Or hold on, is it a technicality thing here? Because you said Brock showers once a week. Does he bathe the other 6 days in the week?
No, it just whatever dishwater gets on him, that's just
All right.
what he uses.
All right.
Throughout the week.
Like I said, this is the beauty of these like little facts is that now this will probably come up later, and I'm excited for that.
I'm ready for that to come up.
Let's hope we never travel.
That's
Probably will be less than once a week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true.
But then he'll just be like, "Oh, Brock just smells like Brock."
Yeah, it's that Brock smell.
Natural musk.
Sure.
All right, Dave with Guohan. What? Tell us a little about something interesting about Guohan.
Guohan, he'll be walking down the street and he'll see an interesting looking rock and he'll collect it.
Oh,
He has a little rock collection.
all right.
They're his friends.
Yep, and he does talk to them sometimes.
All right, well, perfect. I feel like that's kind of been referenced too. Like, hasn't he pulled out like a little pouch at some point, or maybe that's in the prequel actually.
He's got multiple pouches though.
Okay, with different things, not just rocks and pebbles.
Look at this stuff.
Okay, cool.
Oh, can't say that.
Yeah, don't tell us this.
That's just it, hinting, just telling him to look at this stuff.
I think she's allowed to go that far. And that's it.
Just saying, look at this stuff.
Look at this stuff. Cameron with Bill Dorr. Tell me something interesting about Bill Dorr.
So, I figured this probably would never come up because I don't know why it would come up. But in your questionnaire, when you were making our characters and stuff, you gave us a bunch of questions. And one question was, what does your character do in their quiet time?
Oh, yeah.
And I, for some reason, wrote like a full page on just that Bill really likes to paint.
Yeah.
Loves painting and is super into it, but he does not paint around other people because he's super self-conscious. So he sneaks off into like the woods, finds some water, finds some nice peaceful stuff, and just paints.
We did talk about like what's their favorite pastime, and you did mention that they
mentioned harp playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And painting. I don't know. That's just.
But
I'm
no,
not
that's
sure
fair,
if it'll
that's
ever
fair.
come up.
Yeah.
He
Perfect
plays
for
the
the
harp
hermit life.
and he paints.
Yeah.
But he doesn't do it around anyone because he's super self-conscious about it.
Where does he store his paintings?
Probably at the secret spot he paints at.
In the tree trunk.
Wow, he's just like somewhere out there in the woods. Someone's gonna
He's
stumble
like a
across
forest
this,
Bob Ross.
Yeah, this collection of paintings that Bill's been
They're
working
gonna find
on
it
all
and be
this
like,
time.
I'm gonna live this life of I'm the painter.
I'm
These are
gonna
mine.
sell these and make millions.
That's right.
Painting on the back of tree bark and like
Bill's gonna-
on cave walls.
Oh,
Bill's taking a turn. He's actually just a wild animal running around painting on walls and stuff.
Bill's gonna be walking down like the market district, and he's gonna pass by this like art stall, and he's gonna see like very familiar paintings, and he's gonna say, "Wait a minute."
To be fair, he does landscape paintings.
Yeah.
So like, if someone painted a landscape that he also looked bad. I mean, he could be like, "Oh, dang, they found my spot."
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not my
sure.
painting, but
That's
it
not
is
my
my
opinion,
spot.
but that's my spot.
Fair enough. All right, finally, Michaela with Mika. Tell us something interesting about Mika.
Mika likes to dabble in embroidery.
Really?
Yeah. So,
interesting.
instead of, writing stars in the cuffs of her jeans, she does that on the inside of her skirt.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just, so people can't be like, oh, look at her. She's doing a woman thing.
Sure. She doesn't like.
She has to
people-
keep that hard exterior.
Oh, okay. Okay. She's a secret embroiderer.
Yeah.
Does she bedazzle it all?
No, not yet.
No, it hasn't come out yet. Our technology hasn't hit that point in the avatar.
That peak.
That peak. Yeah, that's right. That 90s peak.
The peak.
That'll be
Fashion.
something.
Peak of fashion design is bedazzling.
We're gonna do a Legend of Korra, timeline campaign, and that's gonna be all the rage. Is bedazzling. Awesome. Well, that's everything for everybody's questions. So we are gonna jump into our big finale episode on Benders and Brews. It's just one real big snap all at once.
Kind of like in West
It,
Side
echoes
Story.
out.
Yeah.
You could say we practiced this.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, sure.
Is Mr. Okuran out front?
You spent
all
morning.
He's standing wherever. I would say he's standing wherever Bill's standing.
I was gonna say Bill's standing right next to him, and he's got his staff out.
Okay.
Like by
So
his
up
side.
front,
Yeah.
Mr. Okuran leans over to Bill and he says,
So did we decide if we're going to pay them and just tell them this is your last one,
Mr.
or are
Okuran,
we just saying no?
Mr. Okuran, if we were gonna pay them, we wouldn't have gotten this small army.
Well, no, I figured they were into it, hey, this is your last payment, get out of here, or are we just saying
they don't
no?
deserve payment.
Oh.
They're bullies.
Oh, right. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I agree, but I just,
Did you bring the money out here?
yes.
No, you better go take that back
Oh.
inside. We don't want to lose that in the battle.
Okay, yeah, well, I'll
You might need that, in case
No,
something gets burned or something. Because we are going to fight here in the street.
Oh.
So,
Okay.
you might
Well, I
need
was
that for
hoping that it would
damages.
solve without violence, but yeah, okay.
Well, I think they might back down. Look at us. And
Okay.
Like,
All right.
Bill looks at me, he's like, do you see that snap? That was intimidating.
That was a really intimidating
Yeah.
snap. Damn.
Like, look, we got Brock and Mika, tricking them.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, we have the upper hand.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
fine.
Oh, no, I agree. Okay, I'll run this back inside. Okay.
And then they see him running away,
Okay.
I guess.
Hey, where do you think you're going, old man?
And then he steps forward towards them. Bill's going to step between them.
okay.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put the money back.
This guy, he looks you in the eye and he's like,
Who are you supposed to be? His little bodyguard?
I'm the door to the shop.
Bill Door.
Yeah, well, I'll kick you in if I got to.
Oh, I want to see you try.
Oh,
And
yeah.
Bill just takes a stance and points his staff directly at him.
okay. Are you going to initiate combat?
Not until he does.
Okay. All right. So, Bill Dorr, you're about to engage in combat with the leader guy of the Wild Coyote Boars. His rockabilly haircut, waving in the wind, or what have you, whatever you call it. Anyways, he's going to take a stance right off the bat. He throws his foot back, his right foot back behind him, stomps it into the ground, and that's the moment when you realize that he's obviously an earthbender, because as he does this, a chunk of earth kind of comes out of the ground to sort of support his foot. So he's got kind of an angle, and he withdraws his wooden practice katana, whatever you want to call it, and he's got it at the ready. So he looks like he is about to, like I said, engage in combat with you, and he is kind of not waiting for your move, but with the way that the combat works in here, you're both going to choose a move at the same time. So you look through your moves and figure out what it is that you want to start with. In the meantime, I just want to get a quick check. What is everybody doing? We'll start with Mika. Mika, you are kind of standing over with the Wild Coyote Boars. Now, a bunch of the people in the crowd of shop owners and such that have joined you guys are looking a little bit confused. This person helped round us all up and then walked right over and joined the gang. Mr. Okuran actually just went inside the shop, so he doesn't even really know. I mean, he might have... I think he saw you guys walk over there, But given that you guys are basically like his kids, he has like full faith and trust in you. And he also knows that you guys had like discussed a lot of the planning for all of this kind of without him, which is fine. That's kind of like what he had pitched. It's like, you guys figure it out,
You're
and
just
I
gonna have a friendly chat.
Exactly. So he's like, yeah, and that's probably what he assumes. He always assumes like the most positive thing. So he's like, oh, well, she's gonna go over there and talk them down so that they don't do this. No violence necessary. So he didn't really like assume anything negative or anything of you and Brock walking over there. But the other shop owners and such are definitely confused. Like, why is she standing with them? Whatever. Also, again, just to emphasize, Mr. Okuran is not in the crowd at the moment. He went back inside because Bill told him to go put the money away because you're not going to need it. So what is Brock and Mika, what are you guys doing in the group of this, with technically 3 Wild Coyote Boars that are standing there kind of just off to the side while their leader engages in combat with your friend?
I'm just gonna, take a laid back approach and get him.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right. She's cheering.
You don't know.
Actually,
I didn't
I don't
say
think there's-
who I was cheering.
No, I
for.
know. That's why I stopped when I said cheering. I was like, well, she's cheering.
So there's only 3 of them, right?
Right. So you would have the girl that you had talked to yesterday,
Chikra?
Yep, exactly. You have the big guy, who's like even larger than you, but he's a little bit more like burly as opposed to just like straight muscle. And then you've got another guy he's kind of just a short, scrawny looking dude. He's kind of hunched over in a weird way to the point where you almost wonder if he's got some sort of a spinal issue in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. So, I'll just be sort of standing off to the side with them and watching Bill Dorr taking on this guy. And I'll just be ready to intervene in case things get hairy for Bill.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, awesome. All right, perfect. So then we'll cut right over. Guo, what are you up to with the group? You guys just did this intimidating snap before Bill ended up kind of taking the charge on fighting this guy.
Well, Grove's just gonna be like, hold on. Like holding the villagers' shopkeep's back.
Sure.
Let me at him.
Really biting at the teeth here.
Bill's doing his thing over here. He's not gonna get in his way.
Right.
Gohan's the man of the show.
Sure.
Snapping and stuff. And
Yeah.
This is Bill's solo.
Sure.
And it's like,
He's like, all right, let him do his thing,
He's
guys.
got to sing this number quick, and then we all come in with the ensemble right
Yeah. All right, sounds good. He's the conductor.
after. Yeah.
Cool. All right, very cool. All right, Bill, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm defending.
Okay, you're gonna do defend and maneuver. All right,
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll those dice for that.
Bill sees the guy's like is he like charging Bill?
He's currently not.
Oh.
Yeah. He's taking a intense stance as if he's going to do something.
Oh, well, okay. Bill's going to defend and maneuver, and he's just going to parry. Well, he's got to roll first, right?
Yes.
I'm going to try and parry. I'll see. 9.
Okay. So you are going to be able to use a master technique or a basic technique. And you're going to do parry, right?
That's not mastered.
Oh, okay.
Or basic. It's a learned technique.
Okay.
So I'm going to retaliate.
Okay.
Anything he does, I do equally back to him.
Okay, sounds good. So he is going to strike. So he's doing advanced attack. So you are retaliating. So you've readied yourself for whatever he's doing. You have your bow staff out, I assume?
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. So you take a defensive stance. He shoots forward. So what he does is he kind of like presses off with his back foot off of that small little chunk of rock that he's raised out. And as he does, it kind of follows with him to kind of like push him forward. So he kind of like bursts forward, swinging his practice katana. You have your staff at the ready, kind of block it. So he is going to strike. It says strike a foe in reach, forcing them to mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance away from center. It's your choice. And then you're going to deal it back to him. He's not going to do the 1 fatigue in order to hammer you with his blows because this is like a singular strike. Mm-hmm. So you get to choose which of those options that you want to take, basically.
I get to choose?
Yes.
What are the 3 options?
You can mark 2 fatigue, mark a condition, or shift your balance away from center.
I'll move my balance.
Okay. And then which way are you moving the balance?
Self-reliance.
Okay, sounds good. So you've taken charge of this battle, and so you feel What's the opposite end, out of curiosity?
Trust.
Okay, sounds good. So you're thinking less about, I need this group behind me to help me with this confrontation with this group. I can handle this myself. I'm going to fight this guy, and I'm going to mess him up, I guess, or handle this situation myself. Because of that, he is... You said you did retaliate, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to deal 1 fatigue to him.
Well, how much fatigue did he do to me?
None, because you chose to take condition.
Oh!
Yeah.
Ah.
So he takes 1 fatigue. So you two are both now locked inside of kind of like a hold against each other. So you're blocking with your bow staff. He's slamming down into the bow staff with his katana. We'll move into the second round here of the combat. What would you like to do? And I'm going to quickly figure out what I'm going to do. If anybody in the other groups, while we're thinking, has anything that they want to throw in, just let me know.
Guo wants to kind of analyze this guy's movement and see if there's any glowing red spots or...
Sure. Do you want to...
Assess the situation?
Yeah, I was just... Yep, exactly. You can assess the situation. You could ready if you want to do like a defend and maneuver.
I want to assess the situation.
Okay, sounds good. So technically speaking, anyone can kind of jump in or out of combat during these exchanges. Obviously, if you do something really forward, like actually attack him or something along those lines, you're probably going to upset the rest of the Wild Coyote Boars, so just kind of a forewarning there. Obviously, there's going to be repercussions depending on what you do. But if you're doing something subtle, like just assessing the situation, there shouldn't be an issue. So feel free to roll for that.
That's gonna... What is assess the situation?
That one is creativity.
Yeah, it's a 3.
It's a 3. Okay, so you are really distracted holding these people back. There's one shop owner in particular that's like, yeah, I want to smash his face. Oh, let me... And you gotta like really hold this guy back. You're doing everything in your power. You might even be using a little bit of earth bending to like kind of put a wall behind yourself to like just like, you can't do that right now. You gotta let him do his thing. So you're just holding somebody back. So you're having a hard time being able to look behind you and kind of assess this guy that Bill is fighting. So,
like, gee, for an apple cart vendor or a candied apple cart vendor, you're pretty sour.
It's like, I gotta lift bushels. I lift bushels all day, and he takes an apple and he goes to like throw it at this Wild Coyote Boar member. Here, I'll roll and see.
I hear fucking apples.
That's a 7, so technically it would hit. So it like bounces off his arm. Okay, so when this happens, one of the other Wild Coyote Boar members is like, let's say this scrawny little dude, right, with the weird spine. He's like, hey, oh, I saw that. Hey, what are the rules here? We're gonna mess you up. Hey, that guy's cheating. He's throwing apples. And the big dude, he kind of like glances over at the apples, the caramel apple sale or candied apple. You said?
Yeah, whatever.
The candied apple guy, and he just goes, and he just like slams, he like slams his fist into his palm to make like a really loud slap sound, and the guy like just turns white, and you immediately feel him like pull back or like kind of stop pushing against you, Guo. And so now you're fine now. This guy's not going to cause any more trouble. He kind of like fades like Homer Simpson when he like goes into the bush in that like GIF that everybody does or that meme or whatever. Yeah, that's what this guy kind of does with the group. He just kind of like disappears back into the group. So all right, so back over to Bill. Bill, what were you going to do in this combat situation?
We're still just in mano-y-mano.
Yes.
Defend and maneuver again.
Okay. Go for it.
Bill's got his bread and butter.
Yeah.
9 again.
9, nice. Okay. Do you have something specific you want to do?
No, retaliate.
Retaliate again? Okay.
He's just gonna slowly whittle this guy down while blocking his attacks.
So he is this character that you're fighting, right? Again, we don't know his name just yet, or I don't think it's been mentioned. He's going to pressure you. So it says impress or intimidate a foe. In this case, obviously intimidate. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose to use that approach in the next exchange. You guys are locked, staff to wood to wood. for lack of better terms. And he glares at you deep into your eyes, and he says, "What are you gonna do? You're gonna block me this whole time? You're not gonna try anything offensive? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna knock you down, walk over you, and go beat the crap out of that old man." And you feel the urge to not simply defend after this point.
Well, Bill just grits his teeth and he just stands his ground, basically.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so we'll go into the next round. Anybody doing anything else while Bill and I decide? Yeah, okay.
Brock's gonna go.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
had a question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I have an overwhelm technique that says it has to be on an engaged foe. So I can't just like sucker punch a guy with my overwhelm, or can I? Because to be engaged, does that mean I have to be in combat with them, or just like in their vicinity? And
I would say because of the way that combat works in this game, where you can kind of jump in and out of it pretty quickly, I would say you could probably pretty quickly engage with somebody as long as you're within reach, or if you do something that's able to reach them. So yeah, I mean, if you want to like sucker punch somebody you're standing next to, I don't think that would be an issue in my opinion.
okay, so well, can I do that now?
Sure, yeah.
All right, so Mika,
It's a combat move, right?
yeah. So
Okay.
Mika, I'm about to blow at least my cover here. So
Oh no, I'm best friends with this chick, so
well, so I'll while the scuffle's going on, I'll go up to the big guy and just say like, "Hey, bro, how many teeth you got?"
Normal amount.
That is fantastic news. And so, what I would like to try and do with you is I'd like to change that right now. And so, I'm going to use my overwhelm, throw a punch with all your weight behind it, Mark 3 fatigue to inflict stunned on an engaged foe.
Oh my.
Okay. And is that going to be an advance and attack?
In advance and attack, yes.
Okay, sounds good.
It doesn't say I have to roll. Does it just happen?
Yeah, well, you'll roll to determine if you successfully advance an attack, like for the whole maneuver in general.
Gotcha.
Real quick,
Yep.
do you know what you're doing, Bill? For
Yes.
this? Okay, so all exchange or all combat kind of happens at the same time.
Yes.
Kind of similar to like D&D, even though you take turns. So, what approach are you? Because you can't take defend and maneuver.
I'm advancing that.
You're going to advance an attack. You're
Also,
going to advance an attack.
Dave said he had something.
Oh, yes. And then what is Guohan doing?
So Gohan, now that the Coyote Boar gang is being kind of riled up over there, he's like, I gotta keep this crowd on our side energized here. So I'm like,
Yeah.
I try to start like, yeah, exactly. I'm gonna try, Bill, 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 toward the.
I'm gonna say
That could be a bolster.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you could jump in. And also, since it's an evade and observe, and granted, Bill doesn't have any fatigue right now, but it would clear one fatigue if
From
you.
you.
But otherwise, it
Fatigue
would
from the
give
person
him
who
like
does it.
favored or something to that effect. So, all right. Hold on. Since that's an evade, and so we do it in order. So, advance and attack, or sorry, defend and maneuver, which nobody's taking, would be the first thing, right? Actually. Not true. After intimidating you into not defending, this guy is going to defend a maneuver. So he is going to take a page out of your book, which in and of itself is kind of ironic, and he's going to retaliate. So he feels the urge that you have, and knowing that he kind of is like taunting you in a sense to attack him. He's going to take sort of a defensive stance and prepare himself. So that's what he's doing. And then we go to advance and attack. So you two, Brock and Bill, are both taking an advance and attack. So you two can both roll and do yours. And then Dave, with Guo, you're going to be doing an evade and observe technique. So that'll come in
Yes. I'll roll with creativity.
That's right.
I got a 6.
Nice.
I got a 9. Oh, these guys.
We
have
can
their
go.
own-
I suppose we can go.
Nice, Dave.
I'm very excited.
First of all, we'll start with Bill. Bill, what did you get?
8.
8. Okay, so yep, you get to choose one of those the basic or master
Strike.
techniques. Strike. Okay, sounds good. So you're going to force him to mark He can either mark 2 fatigue, condition, or shift his balance away from center. So if you mark a fatigue, if you want to hammer him with blows,
I want to mark a fatigue.
So you would mark a fatigue to make sure that he takes the 2 fatigue.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. So yep, that's what he's going to
And
do.
he does another one to me.
Yeah, so you take 1.
Bill basically just
Says, I'll donk you real
he just
good.
pulls the staff, bow staff, like above his head in like a down position.
Okay.
And he just starts just pulling it straight down overhead, just whacking as hard as he can.
Like whack-a-mole.
Yeah, it's like
hammer this guy straight into the ground, and he's just like, I don't know, just grunting really loudly like tennis. Basically, each strike right into this guy.
Gotcha. And then, of course, while you're hitting him amidst your blows to his noggin, he, occasionally, when he's not blocking, will lash out with his sword, and he hits you obviously once to deal that 1 fatigue. But otherwise, awesome. You've just donked him real good.
Yeah, good.
Guo, what's up?
So for this whole balance, have we
Yeah.
ever explained really how that works?
Dave is asking about how balance works in this game. Great question, Dave. This is something we haven't, but admittedly probably should have, covered more leading up until this point. So here's a brief overview of how balance works.
Yeah, so basically, as you're going along and your balance changes away from center, usually in one direction or the other, based on things that you do that kind of lean towards that side of your balance, right? So, for instance, Bill, what was yours again? Yours was self-reliance and
trust.
And trust. Okay, so as Bill does things that lean towards him doing it himself and not needing you guys or not needing anybody's support, he might move towards that self-reliance. If he ever goes to the end and then does one more thing that would put him over the edge, it's really bad. Bottom line, you lose control of yourself. You do something harmful to yourself or to those around you because you've from a personality standpoint, you've pushed yourself too far, essentially, into a direction that's harmful to you. Once that happens, usually we'll resolve it. Obviously, there will be kind of a residual effect of some sort, and then we'll put you back into center. And that goes for both ways, right? If he relies on you guys too often, then he's going to go over the edge on team, and that's going to lead to him, not being able to handle things on his own. And that's going to have repercussions as well. So as you're going, that's going to change things. And throughout the game, as you're doing various tasks and stuff, I might ask you to make a balance roll. And then you will get either a plus or minus based on where you're sitting at to that balance roll on your balance track. So, if I make you do something for a roll that's for self-reliance, then if you've already moved a couple in self-reliance, you might get a bonus to that roll. But it's probably going to keep pushing you more and more and more towards self-reliance, which could lead to you going off the edge. So it's kind of this interesting give and take, right? So that's how the balance works.
And if I rolled for one of my traits, what determines which way I would move then? If you said make a self-reliance check. For,
so
Bill.
What are yours, out of curiosity?
Mine are results and restraint.
Okay, so Guo wants to see things either completed and will do whatever it takes to get them done, or he will show restraint and say, hey, we need to plan more. We need to discuss, what kind of place that we want to end up with this situation or whatever the case. So it'll be just a matter of me asking you to make a roll based on decisions you make. And to be honest with you, I've probably been a bit lax on that leading up until now. Hopefully once we go into season 2, we'll have certain rules that we'll have a little bit better grasp on, and that's where we'll be at. But as of right now, it's not so much of an issue, but that's kind of a basic overview of how that all works.
So that's a basic overview on balance in the Avatar Legends game. I hope this helped clear some things up, and again, moving forward, we'll do a bit more to challenge each character's current balance, calling them out, and seeing if anyone ends up tipping over the edge. That's all for this mini tutorial discussion. Now back to the episode.
You were also doing an attack and
Advance and
attack, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brock, what did you get?
I got a 6.
6. There's no plus or anything to it.
That's with the pluses.
Oh, okay. Ah, man. So that is one shy of succeeding. So you actually take a swing at this big guy, and he normally doesn't look like a very smart guy, but apparently he like caught on to what exactly you were referring to when you said, I'm going to change how many teeth you have. And he ever so slightly tilted his head, which resulted in you kind of nicking him right in the cheek, but it wasn't really enough to deal any damage. And now he knows that you're not his friend. And he's a little bit upset with that. I'm going to leave that as he's not going to have any kind of retaliation or anything, because I'm going to call that kind of a surprise attack. He didn't have time to like choose something on the list to like respond to it with. But moving forward, now you've basically entered into combat with him.
Fantastic.
So big guy versus big guy over in the back, while Bill is handling the leader. And then Guo, you are doing an evade and observe. And you rolled you said a 9?
I got a 9.
Perfect. Awesome. Bill. So you're bolstering and you're saying, Bill. And from that, you are going to give Bill
An appropriate status.
Yes. Would you like to give him... It'd probably either be empowered, favored, or inspired. Either one of those three, I would say, are perfect. So empowered says your abilities are naturally stronger in this moment. Clear 1 fatigue at the end of each exchange. That's the rounds that we were talking about. Or favored, which is you're buoyed by circumstance. Choose an additional basic or master technique on your next exchange.
Favored, probably.
Okay.
Because
So yeah.
he's the crowd favorite.
Yeah, that's right. He's the crowd favorite. Awesome. So as everybody's cheering, Bill, and then Bill, you're over there. You're donking this guy like up and down the face with your bow staff, and you're feeling kind of like energized by this crowd, like chanting for it. You've never felt like quite this like level of just kind of, I can't say inspiration because obviously that's a separate condition or a status in and of itself, but you just feel like, hey, I've got people behind me, standing behind me, supporting me, whatever the case. So you are going to be able to choose a second. In the next exchange, you can choose an additional basic or master technique to use.
And then, so on a roll of 7 to 9, I get to do 2 basic techniques then, under that.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to also test the balance of this gang leader. And I want to ask him what his principle is by saying, like, why are you even here? What do you believe in?
Okay, cool. So yeah, you question him of his principle.
And he pauses combat to give me a formal response.
And as he's trying to block these, he's gritting his teeth. He's trying to block these blows from Bill. He says, "It's about drive. It's about power. I stay hungry and I devour." Oh gosh. And in all honesty, his I kid you not, his principle that I put down is drive. So, based on that answer, you kind of gauge that he feels some need to prove himself and prove his strength. Maybe he feels inadequate at home, or maybe he feels inadequate to his family, or something along those lines. So he has this personal need to show that he's stronger than everybody else and better than everybody else, to prove that he is worthy of some level of either attention or self-importance of some sort. So anyway, so that's what you gauge from that.
Okay.
Perfect. Awesome. We're going to reset the round. Does Mika have anything that she's up to, or is she just kind of like trying to lay low still over there? Or is she talking to Chikra?
Yeah, I'm waiting for my moment.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
So,
All
I'm
right.
just passing the
she's
time.
on the
just
ground.
however that looks.
Chit-chatting.
All right.
Yeah.
On the ground, tying everyone's shoelaces together.
Awesome. All right, so we're going into next exchange. I assume everybody's pretty much just staying in their combat situations as they were before. Feel free, for those that are engaging, to pick a combat approach from the list.
I don't suppose I could just tell the big guy it's just a prank, bro, and like back away.
You could switch over. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's really about, you can jump in and out of like combat. So if you want to switch over and take a trick and try to see if you can do that to convince him that, hey, no big deal.
Yeah, he's definitely just, getting him prepared for the battle ahead and making sure his reflexes are on point.
Yeah, that's not. Well, can I use my earth sinking on the guy?
Good. What is that? That would be a...
Sink a foe into the earth itself. Mark 2 fatigue to trap an enemy standing on the ground. Wait, do I still have to mark the 3 fatigue even though it didn't hit?
for
the
strike?
No.
for the overwhelm.
No.
Okay. So yeah, I'd try to use earth sinking to just sink him into the ground.
And then which approach does that fall under?
That is advance and attack.
Advance it, okay.
Because I have this favorite thing, can I do it? Do I have to do it within the same approach?
I don't think so. I think you could take two separate.
Because I want to
approaches.
defend a maneuver and then advance and attack.
Okay.
So-
It's just the order at which we will.
Well, one's an auto success.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll for the defend and maneuver.
Okay, sounds good. All right, and then Guo, what are you going to do?
So I'm gonna try to bully this guy.
Okay.
Get under his skin.
So you're gonna hinder?
No, I'm gonna try to evade and observe again.
Okay.
In hopes of testing his balance.
Okay.
Driving him towards his drive.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sweet. Okay, so we'll start off with Bill. You're going to defend a maneuver, which you will be rolling for. Go for it.
9.
9? Okay, sweet. What did you want to
Retaliate.
Retaliate? Okay, awesome. So you get your bow staff ready. Okay, so you just did a whole bunch of blows to him. You guys both kind of like take a step back. Taking some breaths, catching your breath.
His spiel about driving power.
That's right. And then you take your bow staff and you are readying yourself for
And
whatever
I do
he's
the,
about to pull next.
So he gives this speech about driving power, and then Bill, while holding his bow staff, like holds it in one hand, and then gives the fighter like taunt of like,
Come and get me.
"Come and get me," with his
Yeah.
bringing his fingers towards his palm, you know.
Yeah.
Come and get me.
Classic.
And then he puts his hands back on the bow staff. And
Okay.
like readies his stance.
Okay, sounds good. I mean, just out of curiosity, normally players would go first, but do you want him to advance and attack first, or do you want to do it?
Well, retaliate's just a response.
Yes.
So I want him to attack first.
Okay,
And then
sounds good.
I was going to counter.
Sounds good. Okay, so he is going to strike. He's going to strike, kind of per the usual. So he's going to force you to either mark 2 fatigue, a condition, or shift your balance from center. Yeah, he's just going to let you choose.
I'll mark a condition.
Okay, sounds good. Which condition?
Angry.
Okay, sounds good.
He's just full on. That would make sense. Bill, it's this. So that remark about the old man
Oh, okay.
really got under Bill's skin, and
Sure.
that's why he started attacking him. And yeah, Bill's just like furious at this guy
Yeah,
right now.
like what a
Wants to
piece of
just
crap. Like
beat
this
him up.
jerk is here to just beat up my
Beat up an old man.
proverbial dad almost. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, sounds good. Switching
And
over.
then he takes a fatigue.
Yes, he will take a fatigue in response. So
Yeah.
awesome. He is looking exhausted. This guy has been pounding away and taking blows. I mean, he's got bruising all over his face. So he is not looking great. I'm just gonna put that out there. Brock wanted to do.
Wanted to do the earth sinking on the
Right.
big guy.
Okay, so yep, then it would be your turn for that.
All right,
Or
I-
actually, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that's fine. Because
roll-
also Bill has to attack as well. So what are you doing?
I'm doing the earth sinking, and I rolled a 7.
7. So that's a success.
Sick.
6. All right. So he goes, and he all of a sudden just drops 3 feet, just straight into the ground a little bit. I mean, obviously he's a big guy. I mean, this guy's probably 7, somewhere around 7 foot or so. So I mean, obviously this is going to either kind of up his legs, maybe to his knees, maybe a little bit higher. So I don't know the average proportions of human beings, but I would say somewhere around there. So now he's trapped in the ground. Ironically, he was going to take the smash action because he was furious. So he's going to use that to smash the ground below him, but he does take a fatigue in order to do that. He smashes the ground to pull himself back out.
Well, that's a shame.
Well, you did, like I said, you knocked him down a fatigue, which is always nice.
I mean, I'll take the big guy with a ton less fatigue. I'm good with that.
That's right. And then, Bill, you are going to do an additional approach.
Yeah, strike.
Okay, so you're striking?
Basically, he goaded him in, and now he's just going to strike him straight down now that he's got him,
All right, sounds good. And then are you going to mark that fatigue to ensure that he takes...
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Okay, sounds good. So with that, you dash forward. Like I said, this guy's looking like crap. he just attacked you, so he's kind of, and then you retaliated, so he's a little off balance. You use this opportunity to lurch forward, strike out, sort of like in a stabbing motion to really like reach past his defenses of his wooden katana and slam him right in the chest with a nice just sort of jab attack. This knocks him backwards and he falls to the ground and lands on his back. Dust cloud kind of comes up from where he lands, and he lays there. He tries to pick himself up. Oh, he can't. And he falls back down again. And he lays there. He's not dead by any means, but he's out. He is not unconscious, but he's not getting back up. The rest of the Wild Coyote Boars look a little bit confused. The big guy, he kind of turns around after just pulling himself out of the ground, and he looks sort of a mix of like concerned and angry. The three of them are standing there, not 100% sure what to do. Guo, what were you planning on doing?
Well, now plans have changed. I'm gonna feel like
because you were gonna call him out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, I guess, try to get these guys to beat it. So I'm gonna like grab one of those apples from the guy next to me, like, now, get out of here.
Everybody's just got apples. You've been handing out apples from behind the scenes this whole time. While everybody was cheering, you're like, hey, take this apple. Trust me, we're going to need it. All right, so you guys are all...
I'm going to start throwing one.
I like to imagine this image of, like, Bill standing over this guy knocked down, and he's standing there with his bow staff.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the Wild Coyote Boars, like, look over at Bill as he's standing there, and then he points his bow staff at them, and right when he points, like,
all these apples
come flying over his head.
Cabbages.
And you hear a
Yeah,
loud...
there's some other... All right, yeah, I like that. Okay, so yeah, you step up and you walk up to this downed, gang leader. You put your bow staff kind of on his chest to like say like, stay down or whatever. Not that he's getting up anyways. And then yeah, you look over at the rest of the Wild Coyote Boars and you point your staff over at him. And as you do this, you hear Guo shout out, "Now!" And all of a sudden, yeah, this just stream of produce comes flying through the air towards the Wild Coyote Boars. Now, the one downside... I was going to say, the one downside to this is Mika standing over there with this group. What are you doing, Mika, as this flurry of fruits and
like
vegetables comes flying towards you?
I'm gonna grab a fruit and try and have a snack.
Oh, you're going to try to catch one out of the air. All right, let's do...
this is friendly fruit.
I'm going to call this a rely on your skills and training. So go ahead and roll for that.
For to catch some produce.
Catch produce. I do want
Did
to
you
say
do a
that
lot of
when Bill pointed at them, he was not expecting a horde of fruit, so he kind of got a little surprised, but then he's trying to play it cool again. That was the plan.
It's like when planes like fly right over a dude. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I got 8.
Yeah, okay. So that's, I would say that's good enough to do it. You don't do it very well, so as you catch one piece of fruit, you get hit by like 3 other like apples or something, so... I'm gonna say
put her body on the line.
Mark 1 fatigue for that, but otherwise, yeah, you're holding in your hands. I don't know.
That was worth it.
A banana. Yeah, they probably have bananas. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna
nut.
a banana nut.
Banana nut.
It's got like a hint of cashew to it. But anyways, okay, so yeah, you got a piece of fruit, but you're standing there eating this as more fruit is getting thrown at you. So what do you?
It's fine, I guess. It has to stop eventually.
Well, these guys grow produce for
Like,
a living.
how-
It's not
how-
gonna stop.
Like, wait.
They think you're
So
one
it's
of-
continuous. It's not like
Yeah, we're
I
trying to
kind of
get you guys
spaced out
out.
a minute.
I would say that they do one volley to throw these fruits and stuff at them, and then obviously they're getting donk, donk, donk. They're getting hit with it. The little scrawny guy, he's really complaining. He kind of runs behind the big burly dude. The big burly dude, on the other hand, is just kind of taking it. It's just like bouncing off him, no big deal. Chikra, she's not a huge fan of it. She's got her staff and she's trying to like swing at it and knock it out of the air as it's coming at him. Yeah. I mean, what do you guys do at this point? As
people really don't like Mika because she's taunting them. She's just eating
eating their fruit,
throwing at them.
trying to make a statement, and she's like,
Oh, I don't really like that one in particular.
they all start aiming explicitly for Mika. Bill, you were surprised at first, and then as the volley kind of slows down, are you doing anything or saying anything?
No, he's letting the people have their moment, throwing it just all the... He doesn't want to charge in and get pelted in the back while running.
So, okay, they throw the one volley, and then you hear a couple of the vendors that are, like, part of the group. They're like, okay, stop. Okay, I only wanted, like, one. You guys could throw one each, okay? Don't throw all my stuff, all right? So you don't think there's any more fruits and vegetables coming at this point. And everybody's kind of standing there awkward. The Wild Coyote Boars definitely look... I mean, for the most part, fairly defeated across the board, all things considered. So, I mean, is there... But they're just standing there. Nobody knows, like, what it is that they should do.
They should get out of there,
I was going to say, for Mika's moment, could I disengage from the big guy and just go to Chikra and just be like, try and take her down too? Or I guess I need to stop engaging with people if I have these crappy rolls.
I mean, you are more than welcome, because he was kind of distracted by the fruits and... I mean, all of them were kind of distracted by the fruits and vegetables. So if you want to disengage with him and then walk around to try to take on Chikra.
Which one's Chikra again?
She is the chick that you guys had... Or
who asked me about, it must be great to not have a dad. And
I was going to say, let's throw stuff at her because she doesn't know how to catch.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Well, she has a dad. Meek is the one that doesn't. Yeah.
Is that all you guys are talking about? It's like...
And I know how to catch. I just proved it.
Kinda.
But how if you don't
did it?
She can catch one.
Yeah.
One.
So can I ask, like, if I were to try to engage with Chikra, would you join me? Okay, I need more than a shrug.
You gotta do it.
I gotta do it. You said you're waiting for your moment. Would
yeah,
that be
and
considered
you don't know
your
when my moment's gonna be.
She's eating fruit.
All right. I mean,
he's not giving any of her signs right now. There's no tells.
Yeah, I've got no luck with the big guy.
He's not really asking.
So I'll try. Can I just walk up behind Chikra during this whole thing and just try and do like a little sweep the leg maneuver? And...
Sure. Yeah, we'll call that a strike, obviously.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll for that.
5, 6, 7.
Hey, that's just enough to do it. All right, sounds good. So you strike. I'm gonna say that because it's a sneak attack, I'll let you do the condition. So basically, she is, we'll call it stunned.
If it's a sneak attack, would I say it's afraid? Because she wouldn't be insecure.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Okay, so she's gonna mark afraid.
-2 to intimidate and call someone out.
So you are knocking her asunder. You're sweeping the leg. Engaging afraid because you snuck up behind her and kind of caught her really off guard. Not to mention the fact that she's kind of afraid from this, group that suddenly turned against them and all that kind of stuff. So she falls to the ground. She hits the ground. Ugh. She looks up and sees that you were the one to do it, and she says, "Oh my gosh, I thought you were on our side."
Sorry, no.
And she looks over to Mika and she's like, "Mika, help me.
Okay.
He's bullying me."
Jerk.
Is she on the ground?
Yeah.
So
if you curb stomp her right now,
No!
I'm gonna be very concerned about the type
That's
of
my
character.
thing.
I was gonna say,
I mean, I guess
Mika's like, here's my moment.
I was just asking because I was going to be like, well, maybe I'll sweep the leg and make sure she's, down for the count. But
well, you were
she
taking too long.
Yeah, she's down.
Double sweep the leg. Just start kicking her leg.
Kick her in the shins.
I want you to just throw that apple as hard as you can right now.
I have a banana. It's not going to do nothing.
You like Gronk spiked the banana.
It's a banana nut, right?
Banana nut. It's going to have a loud
hardness.
Coconut sound on
Right, or else you just pull the peel off of it. Now she's standing up. You throw it under her foot.
Just right in the solar plexus.
Oh gosh.
The best
Wait,
running
so
joke.
if they're smashed fruit,
Okay.
because we were.
Yeah. You guys got bombarded.
Is there potentially water? Or would be considered juice? Could I water bend?
You're saying you want to pull some juice out of the fruit that's around you?
Yeah, that's pooling up on the ground because we just got annihilated.
Sure. Are you gonna do a combat technique with it, or are you just gonna pull it out for the moment?
I'm just gonna, waterboard. Just kidding.
Oh, waterboard.
I have some influence on his character.
Ooh.
So you're gonna I'm gonna.
I don't know what. I don't know.
do that.
Well, do you want to do
I'm not a
that?
waterboarder. That's me.
Well, no. But do you want to? I mean, we can start with pulling the juice out of the fruit and see if
we'll
that's
do that.
successful. So
Yeah.
do another rely on your skills and training.
And then you got another 8.
Nice. Okay. You do it imperfectly, so you only get, I would say, a certain amount. Let's say like a cupful of juice of varying fruit and vegetable juice.
Varying
You've made a
juices.
weird V8 smoothie in the air, and you're holding it there, so you've got it. What do you want to do with it? Chikra is definitely like kind of confused. Like she was like, "Help me," and then you pulled juice out of fruits and stuff. And she's a little confused on how that's helping her. But I guess she's not upset. She's open to the possibilities.
Don't want you to cramp up now.
Is anyone else doing anything while she's doing this? I mean, Brock, you're kind of standing over Chikra at the moment. Yeah, Bill.
You
what's
asked
up?
what I was doing.
Yes.
I am standing in the middle, and I'm going to point directly at the big guy and say, "All right, your turn now, big guy."
Okay. You're going to call him out. That's
I already got him 1 fatigue, so I warmed him up for you.
Oh, nice, good.
Yeah, we'll just say that you're calling him out. Okay, you're
I'm
going
not
to
doing
call him
that.
over to
Yeah.
combat. So yeah, and he seems like the type because he just instantly is like, okay. And he comes stomping over towards you. So you're ready to go as far as you're concerned with this guy. Did you have something you were ready to do, Mika, with the juice?
I'm thinking of throwing it at Brock.
Bro.
She really is taking a side.
In order to trick Chikra.
Is this not your moment?
Okay.
If this is... She's literally laying on the ground,
I
defenseless.
don't know what you want me to do.
I want you to...
I don't
You're basically choosing the other side.
But if I trick her, then my hopes were if I roll well enough that they overcommit and they're deceived for some time.
Okay. Well, feel free to roll a trick then as you try to go to throw this.
Well, I mean, it's just not enough water to really do any damage.
It's not gonna like
to
hurt.
her. And it's just like
Well,
it'd be
you're-
like a water balloon. Like I'll aim for his like shoulder or something. Like it's
Yeah.
not
I
gonna
mean,
hurt.
it's not gonna do damage to him by any means.
Yeah.
Just get you a little sticky or something wet.
I'll have to take 2 showers this week.
Oh no.
No, you won't. He'll just wash the dishes. It'll be fine.
Alright, so Chikra's on the ground. We got the big guy standing, squaring up to Bill now.
Right.
With the smaller guy behind him still.
How far
he-
away is the big guy?
Trouncing his way over.
He'd be making his way over to Bill, but I mean, he's probably not more than like 10 feet at this point from where you are, because he just was walking away from you. Because
Okay.
you guys were all kind of huddled together. So,
Right.
To some
But where is he in accordance to the 3 of us? Like if I were to like throw this water balloon at Brock, but I like missed and I hit the buddy on the back of the head, like would that be possible or not?
Well,
Yeah, I
that's-
wanted to. But
She wants
this
it
way,
the big guy.
Chikra thinks I'm still on her side.
Okay,
and
because it's not going
Brock's
to do
still
damage
questioning
to anybody.
what I'm doing. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm just trying to dissuade the other guy's attention, I guess.
You use your trick to pretend to throw the juice at Brock and miss intentionally. The juice goes flying and instead hits the big guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bruh.
It's a 7.
So in trick, you get to pick
Oh,
one of
okay,
the following
okay.
options. They stumble, take +1 forward acting against them. They act foolishly. The GM tells you what additional opportunity. And then you said you wanted to do they overcommit, they're deceived for some time.
Yeah.
So you're like, dang, I missed him with the juice. And Cheek was like, dang. That was really close. It's okay. You get points for trying, A for effort. Yay. As she's like picking herself up off the ground, kind of wary of Brock, who's still standing there. So, and then the big guy, I mean, it splashes onto the back of his head, and he kind of like turns around and glares over there. And Cheeker just said,
I just
"Yeah,
shrugged
you
my
just
shoulders."
shrug." And Cheeker's like, "Sorry, Berkeley, our bad." And he goes, and he just turns around and he keeps walking back over towards Bill. Did Guo have something that he was doing?
So Guo he's assessing the situation right
Okay.
so yeah, he's looking where everybody's at.
Take
I'm
advantage of the water.
gonna roll and see if I
The choose
get asked a
balloon.
question.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got an 8.
Awesome. So you get one of those questions on the list.
Alright, so he's looking for stuff in the environment. What here can I use to like hurt or impede like that smaller guy or
Oh, the
the
little
bigger
guy?
Whatever. I don't
Oh,
want it to
somebody.
be I don't want it to be too on. Looks like they have Chikra kind of handled. I don't want it to be too on Bill.
Sure.
So is there like, I don't know, like barrels or like a potted plant in a windowsill, like a cart of cabbages up the hill?
They're gonna roll.
All things considered, you're in like a town center, so I would say all of those things are available. So
this produce cart.
if you suggest something to me, I'm probably not going to say no. That's how I'll answer that question.
So I noticed this cabbage cart up.
No, wait, pumpkin cart.
Oh.
Because there was that pumpkin guy, wasn't there? Wasn't that the pumpkin salesman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
earlier when you guys, like,
Oh,
just
yeah.
before the squid. You
Before the
guys
squid, we
talked
met
to-
a guy outside, and he's
Yeah.
trying to sell us. I thought it was pumpkins.
I think it was pumpkin.
I think it was pumpkin.
There's a pumpkin salesman. These catch.
Pumpkin guy. I feel like he's got the know. I can talk to the pumpkin guy.
Okay.
So I go up. Is he from the Earth Kingdom?
Yeah.
It's like, saw dude. You know where these Wild Coyote Boars are, bro?
The Wild Coyote Boars. Oh, those bunch of mischievous kids always charge me money not to squish my pumpkins.
Yeah, we're trying to find them, so maybe they don't have to charge anybody anymore. You know where they are?
I always see them going. Where is it? Which direction is it? Every time, at the end of the night, when I see them scamming up a bunch of people, I always see them heading southeast.
Southeast. That's the polar opposite direction from where we are headed.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Where are
you.
you headed?
We are headed northwest for reasons that are not your business, Mr. Pumpkin Man.
You seem kind of rude for a guy that just asked me some questions.
I apologize. Talking to people is not my strong suit.
Well, I tell you what, you asked me a question, and I gave you an answer, so I'll ask
We're
you.
gonna see the Shifu family.
You're here?
I don't even want to know. But if I answered your question, I feel it's only fair for me to ask you one and you to give me a straight answer.
That sounds fair.
You want to buy some pumpkins?
Sorry, we are not interested in buying some pumpkins right now.
Dig blabbit! I knew you'd say that. Why doesn't anyone want pumpkins?
And he wheels his cart away. So there's a pumpkin.
cart.
There's a pumpkin cart.
And I noticed like the wheels are like
wheels?
chalked, like
Yeah.
that. So I'm like, if I could just undo those.
Okay. Send pumpkins a rolling. All right.
Oh yeah, I could just open the cart.
Or yeah, I don't know whatever you want to do. They're not necessarily on like a hill though, so I don't know if they would
No.
roll. But I mean, you could do something with the cart to make it.
You could earthbend a ramp.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah. So there you go. There's your assess the situation. All right, so we're gonna jump into another exchange here. Currently on the board is Bill going up against the big guy, aka Berkeley, which is how I'll refer to him from this point forward, since his name was said. Brock is engaged with Chikra, who is picking herself up off the ground. Guo has something in mind that he's going to do with that pumpkin cart, probably. And then Mika, you're engaged with Brock, I think. I don't know. We're not really sure where Mika's going with this.
Bruh.
We'll have to see. So everybody pick your combat approach, unless you're Guo, in which case you can kind of pick whatever, since you're not engaged in combat per se.
Has Chikra established if she's a bender or not?
Yes, she is the firebender. So when you guys were at the party, she had kind of snapped her fingers and lit a little flame in her hand.
Gotcha. I'll advance an attack.
All right, sounds good.
Is she fully gone up yet, or is he gonna?
I think she's on all fours at this point. Somebody would curb stomp her.
This is a family-friendly podcast.
Win.
All right, sounds good. Is everybody good?
I'm
Everybody
trying
got
to
their...
kill people.
What are you doing?
I'm a tiny gal, okay?
What are you doing, Mika?
I'm going to.
If that is your real name.
That is your real name.
I guess I'll advance it.
Attack.
Okay, sounds good.
On
So,
me?
so Bill, you're
You don't
defending and
actually
maneuvering.
have to. Anyways,
Or-
I'm
While he's
retaliating.
walking up
Bill
the
is going
hill
to
with pumpkins.
Bill is going to retaliate, so you prepare yourself for whatever comes from Berkeley. Additionally, Chikra is also going to be defending a maneuver, so since we go in order.
Guo's advancing an attack.
Okay, good. Got it. Awesome. So she is going to seize a position. She's simply going to try to disengage with Brock. She knows when she's kind of outside of her league. And she is going to overcome a negative status or danger, establish an advantageous position or escape the scene. You can take 1 fatigue to block her from doing this, if you would like.
If I don't, does that mitigate the 9 that I just rolled for my advancement? Like, would I still miss on my advancement attack?
What do you mean?
Like, since she's trying to disengage,
Right.
my advancement attack is just kind of a wash. Like, it
Right,
doesn't really
yeah,
hit.
yeah. Because she would be pulling out of the combat situation, basically.
Yeah, I'll mark 1 fatigue.
All right, sounds good. So she's, like, starting to get up, and she looks like she's going to, like, just dash away, but instead you're, like, you, like, grab her or something, like, from the back of the collar or something, so it's, like, some Scooby-Doo looking, trying to run away and just running in place instead of getting away. As you gear up for your advance and attack. So that's everything for defend and maneuver. Who's Dave for Guo, Connor for Brock, and are you doing advance and attack as well, Mika? Okay, sounds good. So all 3 of the rest of you are all doing advance and attack, and Berkeley is also going to be doing advance attack, but you guys go first. So
Okay, well, with mine, I have a question.
yes,
Can I want to use pressure.
okay,
Can I use it on Chikra to impress,
okay.
and so that she can't use one of the... It says I can impress or intimidate a foe. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose that to use that approach in the next exchange.
Yeah, I mean,
So can I, like, put myself, since Brock has a hold of her, can
Okay.
I put my hand on Brock's arm
okay.
so she can see my left, Brock can see my right.
Okay.
I'm going to wink at Brock, and I'm going to say to Shikra, don't worry, I got this.
Okay.
But if I can only see one half of your face.
Yeah, I winked with the side that you can see, but she can't
He
see.
thought you
So, like,
blinked.
you... Okay, well...
Brock
Sure.
doesn't understand winking.
We're good. I'm just hoping for the best,
he does
okay?
as of recently.
Oh, yeah,
He struggles with personal lingo.
Yes, that's
Right.
right. But he's been practicing. It is on the top of his mind, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Still
Okay,
in Bill's
okay.
mind.
So I'm just
fresh.
going to hope he gets
He
my...
shudders because he felt like
my
someone
hint.
just
Okay,
winked
okay.
in
And I'm
a
gonna
close
try to
vicinity
impress
to
her.
him.
Did you roll, by the way?
No.
Oh, okay. Roll for the advanced attack, so it would be passion.
8.
8? Okay, so that's a success. So yes. Okay, you impress her because you're like... She's pretty intimidated by this big burly guy.
Well, and she's
obviously.
overcommitted to me, too.
Sure. Yeah,
Because
that's
the
true,
last
too.
time I
That's
tricked her,
right.
yeah.
That's right. So she is easily influenced by you, I guess, at the current moment. You're this cool chick that doesn't have a dad.
I'm everything she wants.
Exactly. She's like, man, she does whatever she wants. She lives on the roof and sleeps there in a sleeping bag or something,
Yeah.
and just all this other stuff. She gets rained on. That's pretty sick. So whatever the case, so yeah, you're definitely able to impress her. What do you not want her to do? What you can choose either defend a maneuver, advanced attack, or evade and observe. What do you want to keep her from choosing next time?
Evade and observe.
You don't. Okay, you don't want her to evade and observe.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't, yeah.
Okay, got it. So she cannot take that because she's so impressed by you. She's like, yeah, okay. If Mika's doing this, then I'll defend myself. I'll attack. I don't need to look around and figure things out.
Yeah.
So okay, got it. Awesome.
Keep her distracted.
Sure. Guo, did you want to?
Yeah.
You're gonna advance and attack.
Advance and attack.
Okay. What are you doing?
So he sees this pumpkin cart that's like right behind the other the scrawny guy. It's like, man, this pumpkin cart is full, and it's got a latch on the front. Oh, if I could just break that latch, it all comes spilling out. So Guo's he's gonna take one of the street cobbles, like, I don't know, about a foot around, and be like, all right, Guo, just like we practiced. And he's gonna try to, because usually he's not the best earthbender, honestly. He's never been trained or whatever. You know, like when they go in Avatar, they go to that one rock earthbending school.
Yes.
And like
Everybody's
there's a
like
bunch of
punching the
amateurs.
jars of sand and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Or like struggling to lift rocks. That's basically Guo.
Sure,
so
sure.
he's like, So he's gonna psych himself up and then lift this stone. It's like kind of wobbling.
Oh, gosh.
It's not super steady, and then he's gonna launch it at the latch
Okay.
and hopefully break it.
Awesome. Go for that
So
roll.
he's trying to do a smash
Yeah.
on advance and attack.
Awesome.
5, 6, 7.
That's
good.
Just enough to
Because I
get
had
it.
I had a +1 from my acting on.
Yes.
Okay, sounds good. I would say that in this specific instance, everybody kind of out. Well, I would say probably. I want to say that it would probably affect both Bill and Berkeley. There we go. Since they're spilling out onto this like sort of open area battlefield, whatever, right? And it makes sense to be impaired. So it says you're slowed or off balance, mark 1 fatigue. Or take a -2 to all physical actions, / choose 1 fewer technique. And that's just for NPCs. So, yeah, that's what's on the battlefield right now. As you do this, you hear the guy from amidst the crowd shout, My pumpkins! Did you do your thing yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay, and then we have Bill, of course.
I already retaliated.
Right, you already retaliated, so you're good to go. So you're attacking, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you tell me what you're doing then.
Okay,
Brock.
so I've got her by the back of the collar,
Right.
and she's like her legs are fully off the ground. Are you saying? Or like, am I just like
I
holding her?
think you're
like-
just holding her, not like picking her up off.
Okay, I didn't pick her. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to pick her up
Okay.
and use my Earth Gauntlet. So I wrap my
Finishing move here.
Oh, jeez. I feel like I can envision what this is going to turn into. I'm in
So I want to just wrap my fist around, wrap Earth around my fist, and just
some Mortal Kombat.
This isn't like.
And I'm gonna march
Predator.
1 fatigue, but I'm gonna punch her. I want to try and send her like flying through a wall or something.
Oh my.
Okay.
And I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9, which is a success. So, okay, this is how I'm envisioning it.
My goodness.
You were holding her by the collar. She stopped running, like I said, running in place. And because Mika reassured her, like, hey, no worries, everything's going to be okay.
I got this.
I've got my hand on his arm. He's not going to do anything to her. And then you promptly pull Earth from the ground onto your arm and just...
Before I hit her.
Wait,
Before I hit
where
her.
am I in the retaliation?
You're
of this?
standing right next to him, just lightly holding his arm.
I know, but like, am I gonna be?
No, you're
with
fine.
this?
You're fine. I'm really trying to hold him back.
But before, before I hit her,
Oh no.
can I like pull her close and just whisper, "My dad taught me this."
And they just...
Please.
Yes, absolutely. So you do that. I mean, she doesn't even have time to respond, obviously, as you punch her, like, in the back, like, square in the center of her
My
shoulder
goodness.
blades, sending her flying and smashing through. This is a strike, right? No, this is an Earth Gauntlet.
This is Earth Gauntlet.
And then how much does that do? Like,
It says, mark fatigue. I think that's for me. Inflict, or for you. Is that for me or
The
you?
target is dead.
She might not.
you would mark a fatigue, and then you would inflict 1 condition or 2 fatigue.
Walls are softer than ever nowadays.
And then you knock your foe out of reach, which you're doing.
So I can inflict 1 condition or 2 fatigue.
Correct.
I'll inflict 2 fatigue.
Okay, sounds good.
And I guess she is, out of reach.
She's out of reach at this point.
You do
through
get a
wall.
fatigue doing
I
that.
get a fatigue, yes.
Right.
Ooh,
I'm gonna yell her name while she's so
In what
Well,
tone?
she's-
It depicts for me
so
what...
while she's being She-Cry.
Oh no! I thought I had it! My bad! I'm so sorry! I'll get it back for you!
No, I'm just yelling her name so she knows I'm concerned.
Oh, okay.
We're not getting too invested in this bit.
Alright. So one by one, you guys have basically, like, exited people from the battlefields or from combat. So currently their leader is pretty much on the brink of unconscious on the ground.
Chikra just got sent through a wall. Who knows where she's at this point? You know, she could have made her way halfway across the Earth Kingdom with a punch like that. We'll have to find out. And then you've got... All right, so then you got Berkeley. He's stepping up towards Bill to throw a punch. And all of a sudden, these pumpkins come rolling out and really impede him. He's going to mark the fatigue in order to do what he wants to do, which of course is going to be... So Berkeley is marking 1 in order to not be impaired by the pumpkins, and then he's marking an additional 1 for Earth Gauntlet. So that he's wrapping his arm and fist in rock. So basically, as he's walking over, he kind of just leans down, touches his knuckles to the ground, and as he does, he like scrapes up some earth, which then wraps around his hand, kicks pumpkins out of the way as he goes, squishes them as well. Just kind of stomps on them. Again, the guy from the crowd screams, "No, my pumpkins!" And walks straight up to Bill and just slams his earth fist down. So you're going to have to mark 2 fatigue. And he knocks you back into the crowd. And bowling style, it kind of knocks some people down.
Is this for you?
Do I still
You can
retaliate?
Yes.
So when he like punches me, I just like do one final like slap.
Yeah, you
at,
sort of
his
like hit him
little-
as you're getting knocked backwards, like some like martial arts movie you've ever seen, like where things like that.
So
Here's your
I blocked him enough that like just my block dealt damage back to him.
yes,
basically.
yep.
So he took 3 fatigue there all in one go.
2.
Well, 1 more from me.
Oh yes, that's right. 1 more from you. So yep.
Bill goes flying back into the crowd. Maybe they catch him, maybe he lands straight into that apple. No, I was imagining the apple candy guy was kicking the leader on the ground. But he goes flying back into the crowd, and he's kind of like Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
He's
Everybody
knocked out
like
because
starts
I
lifting
am-
you up.
I'm out of fatigue.
Oh, okay. So you are
Bill just
knocked
got
clear of the
knocked
battle.
out.
All right.
That Earth Gauntlet, man.
That is got
So-
a move.
It's a doozy.
Doozy, that's right. So Bill sits there amidst the crowd. Again, he might, I would say with his retaliate and everything, he's not unconscious, but he is, he's exhausted, he's bruised, he's beaten. Everybody around you puts their hands on you and they say, good job, Bill, you did good. You stood up for us. And then they all kind of look over at like Brock because they're like, well, he seems like the last guy that could do something to this guy. I don't know. So with that being said, we're going into another round of exchanges. The only thing left is Berkeley, obviously standing there in the middle of a whole bunch of pumpkins all around him, just. Are you not entertained?
Goliath over here.
He's pretty fatigued now.
He is.
He
He
has to
definitely looks exhausted. He's taken a lot. He's a little bit soaked and sticky from the
Juice bomb?
Juice bomb. Yep. Should make that into a technique.
Yeah.
Juice bomb. What would everybody like to do? Obviously, Bill is currently kind of outside of the ability for combat right now. Guo, you just knocked open that thing, so you obviously are available. Brock is available. Mika is in an unsure state, as usual. So we'll see where that goes. Chikra is in an unknown location, and the final Wild Coyote Boar member is just kind of standing there. He looks terrified. It's very possible that he has wet himself.
Can I just like?
Who wet himself?
The awkward,
Can you?
scrawny guy.
Poor
I'm not
His
guy.
his knees are knocking against each other.
I'm going to evade and observe.
Okay.
I will also evade and observe.
Okay. Guo.
He's gonna advance and attack.
Oh, all
Well,
right.
everyone cowers close says, "Oh, my turn."
So we'll move into the next combat approach. Berkeley, standing there in the middle, is simply going to evade and observe, and he is going to outside of combat. Berkeley turns around and sees that Chikra is no longer there, and he starts to get concerned, and he looks over at Brock, and he says, "What have you done with Chikra? Where is she?"
You see that hole in the wall there, big guy? She went through there.
And he starts to like charge towards you. You know, he still has to. He can't like full like sprint towards you, but he looks furious, and he's trying to like obviously dodge pumpkins along the way. It's not an attack at this point. Currently, he's just trying to kind of
lumbers his way.
I mean, I
over.
guess in a sense, it's technically
Tasmanian devil.
it'd be like a seize a position.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll call it seize a position. He's moving up towards you.
Oh, he's trying to engage with it.
Yes, and he's going to try to engage with you. He's gonna do it cautiously. So I mean, he's not going to gain any kind of benefit by any means because of the fact that the pumpkins are there. Is how I'm going to say that. I mean, I suppose you have the option to mark a fatigue to stop him from doing this, but I don't know if you really care or not.
I won't.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, and then was anybody doing an advance? Guo was doing an advance and attack. So what are you up to? Since that would be next in line.
We got our evade and observes, right?
Yep, and that'll be
After
at the
advance.
Oh,
Yep.
at the right. Sorry.
So Berkeley's head towards Brock now?
Yes.
Well, he's like, Bill, no! He's gonna pull out his pouch of stones. It's like, what?
Gonna heal you with stones.
The stone pouch.
The stone pouch. There it
fabled
is.
He's
stone pouch.
angry.
He's angry.
Positive energy.
He's gonna like throw the stones like up in the air, like opening the pouch, and then he's gonna try to hit Berkeley with these stones.
Okay,
Stone
so you're doing
volley.
like a strike.
It's like a BB gun.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Go
BB
for
gun.
it. 8.
Okay. So you pull stones out of there. You throw them into the air, and then you just kind of like strike them, and they go. They kind of go flying past Berkeley, missing except for one, which flies over and donks him right in the back of the head. And he goes, ugh! And just like in the story of David and Goliath, which is ironic because Dave, and then this Goliath, he goes, and he just tips over forward, falls to his knees, and then falls to the ground. And with that, Berkeley is down. And to top it off, well, technically he would mark a condition, but I'm going to say that, it's the fatigue. For those doing evade and observe, what would you like to do at this point? I know
I know exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, what are you going to do?
So I'm observing situation. I see Bill's over there down for the count, basically.
Yeah.
I am going to use refresh.
Oh, okay.
Which means I apply water to reinvigorate and close wounds on a willing target. Mark fatigue to heal an ally and reach who is evading and observing. Clear an appropriate status from them and clear 3 fatigue or 2 conditions.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is your moment, I guess.
Yeah.
You rush back over to Bill's side, and at first the people are like really hesitant to let you in because they're like, "Hey, no, you stay away from him. He's a hero." And then you're like, "No, I'm here to heal him."
Yeah.
And so you pull out some water, some normal
I have
water
to roll
at this point.
first.
Yes. Oh, that's true. That's true.
To see if I can even do it.
That is true. Nice. Okay. So yeah, it's a success. So Bill, I assume, is probably like, "No, it's fine. She's my friend. Let her through."
I currently am not.
Oh,
He is
okay.
Half smiles.
Tobey Maguire.
You rush over to your friend's side and you start applying the water to heal Bill. Bill, you suddenly, you start to come to, and you look up, and there's a whole bunch of people standing around you.
That's a lot.
And Mika, you look over and you see Mika is applying water to your wounds, and you start to feel, they kind of heal and they feel refreshed, and it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. And you start to feel like a lot more, back up on your feet almost. So, with that, who else was doing evade and observe?
I was,
okay.
but if there's only the little guy, I can intimidate work and evade and observe, or is that another action?
Intimidate follows out of combat, but you can definitely do it. I mean, you if you're not engaged with anybody right now, you can just intimidate him.
Yeah, why not?
All right, sounds good. So that will be a passion. So feel free to roll for it.
Passion, just passion.
Yep.
7.
Nice. All right. So on a hit, you get to choose one of those options.
Choose one.
They run to escape or get back up. They back
You
down,
pick
but keep
one
watch.
they can't choose.
Oh, that's right. You're right. They give in with a few stipulations, or they attack you but off balance.
Wait, sorry, where was
So you get to pick one they don't
Intimidation.
choose.
Pick one they don't choose.
Correct.
I will say they can't run and get back up.
Oh, okay.
Oh my word.
Sounds good.
Or
He
escape.
Or escape.
No
Can
escape,
I just,
no backup.
without marking
Okay,
a
he's
fatigue,
just
can I just
in
wrap another earth gauntlet around my arms and be like, you on next, bud?
So he can't run and escape to get back up.
Hey, guess what? Mika's got a lot for water bending now with this guy. Just peed all over himself.
Waterboard him with his own.
This is what he does. He decides to give in, but with a few stipulations. He says,
Okay, all right. Look, we'll call off the money, this time around, and for future payments, half price. How's that sound, everybody?
How about...
Can you even make those demands?
Yeah, you're not making demands here, but how about you return the money and you don't come back to this place again? How about that?
What if I don't have the money?
Can I wrap another earth gauntlet around my leg? Do you want to walk back to your hideout, or you can fly there?
No, please, I swear. I don't have the money now, but I'll find a way to get it. I'll return the money to everybody, I swear. Please don't hurt me.
Can I turn around and ask if can we get anything else out of this guy?
everybody's like, I don't know. I mean, I could deal with my money back. That'd be dope.
Return everyone's money.
Return everybody's money.
What? That's so much money.
Yes, it is.
And buy all this guy's pumpkins.
And the guy's like, hell yeah. Does that mean the broken ones on the ground too?
Yeah.
Every pumpkin and
Has to
every
be
piece
paid
of
for.
produce that was thrown at you guys, you're paying for.
Oh, okay. All right, fine.
You have
I'll get the
24
money.
hours.
24 hours. Okay. Look, please be merciful. I swear, I'll get you your money. It might take more than 24 hours, so I've really got to steal from my parents.
See, that ain't gonna work if it's gonna take more than 24 hours.
Deal from his pensioning mother.
That's right. Oh gosh.
Alright, best we can do is 2 days
days,
to
okay.
return all the money you took from us and
To never come back.
to never come back
Are
and
these-
to pay for that guy's pumpkins.
Are these
You
all
can
the
always try for
members
hot leaf
of the Wild
juice in
Coyote
Capital City.
Boars?
No, it's
As
just
far as you
squeeze.
guys know.
He says, but please, I'm just a kid. I live here in town with my family.
We're all kids. This dude with the pumpkins is only 14. Are you 14?
Yep.
Oh, I thought he was 12.
Oh, you're talking to Glow.
Yeah, this dude
Oh.
over here is only
Just 12.
14.
Because the guy with the pumpkin stall, he's like, I'm 38. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we're only 14, 16, and 17, bro.
Look, okay. I tell you what, I'll get everybody their money, and I'll pay everybody for the produce, and we'll disband. I can't promise I can leave town. Like I said, I live with my parents, but we'll drop the gang, or at least I'll drop the gang. I can guarantee that much.
Fair enough.
Oh, okay.
And he just runs off down the street somewhere. All right, so
did it.
you guys did it.
So,
you guys
you
defeated the Wild Coyote Boars. As far as you know, they will be disbanded, and they are supposed to be getting you your money back. Obviously, you see their leader is still, kind of laying there unconscious. Berkeley is still laying there unconscious. Chikra, somebody might go check the building and see if she's laying inside the building.
So Bill rises up from the crowd,
Okay.
and with his staff, he starts walking, using it as a weight, and he just walks over to the leader,
Okay.
grabs him by the back of his collar, and then just starts dragging him down the road as he hobbles his way to the guardhouse.
Oh, okay,
dragging the
okay.
leader all the way there.
Okay, well, the guards actually, they come out and they're on their way over there. So you don't have to go far if you want to just, toss him in front of one of the
Oh,
guards.
when the guards show up, he
Yeah.
just takes him. He just
Throws him.
tosses
Yeah.
him right in front of him.
All right, does he say anything?
Says,
So
take
we-
this filth and put him in the dungeon or wherever you guys have.
Oh, we've got some Earth Kingdom cages that we usually keep prisoners in. Great work for bringing down the Wild Coyote Boars, although, public violence is usually not something that we support, but I mean,
Bill's
It
already
looks
walking
like-
away.
It looks. Oh, okay.
when he started talking, Bill just
Democratically, it sure looks
away.
like the people of the city supported this. So who are we to stand in the way? And so they start hauling the leader away. It takes like 4 or 5 guards and probably like a cart or something to haul Berkeley away. One of them goes
2
in.
mules.
I could come after him like, wait, he stole my wallet.
Sorry, sir. What is this?
He stole my wallet.
Oh, and he like pats the guy down. And he finds a wallet in there, and he's like, "Is this your wallet?"
Yep, that's the one.
All right, here you go. And he hands it to you. And you see a couple of guards. They like go through the hole in the wall of that building, and they find Chikra in there. She's not like unconscious,
She's gone.
but she's
Wait.
just. Oh yeah, she's just gone. Yeah, she's not even in there. They don't find anything.
Disintegrated.
Oh gosh. Presumably she escaped. And then obviously the guy that you guys wouldn't know, but his name is Squeege, is gone. So, from the area. I digress. So anyway, there you go. That's where things are at. So what's your next move?
Well, Guo he checks and sees if there's any money in it.
Oh yeah, there's we'll say 50 yuan.
He goes over to the pumpkin cart.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, sorry about your pumpkins.
Hey, you got the job done, and they're gonna pay me for the pumpkins. So nobody. I'll pick up the ones that were not broken, and I guess I'm a little unsure. Do I deliver them to the guy, or I'll just wait for him to come pick them up? I guess he owns
I'm not
them.
sure if we're gonna see those guys again. So, this is for the smashed pumpkins.
Oh.
I give him whatever it would cover.
His like eyes bulge out of his head when he sees 50 yuan. He's like, "Oh my gosh, this is more than I usually see in a day, unless it's Halloween season." Or wait, what would they have in like Avatar? Like the evil soul season, or evil spirit. There we go, evil spirit season. So yep, he seems pretty happy. You go over to the building that had a hole punched through it. It's the guy that sold you the squid's place, and he's like, "Oh man, like maybe I could do like an indoor-outdoor kind of a feel. Like, you kind of sit inside, we get a nice like cross breeze. Maybe I could do it like that, or I'll figure this one out, I guess."
Ha ha.
Nice.
Just sick, bro.
So
Can I talk to the guy, just be like, sick, bro, and then just because I have 1 fatigue left, just flump over and fall asleep.
yeah. He's like, oh, bro, wake up, bro. This is gonna look really bad on my end if you just pass out in front of my shop. Makes it look like my sushi's not good.
Oh, Brock's asleep. He's fast asleep.
Oh,
Just chilling. I'll just like sort of half asleep, sort of drag my body.
Brock's sleeping on the road is no different than his rock bed he has back
That's
home.
true. That is true.
Yeah, so it's like the comfiest. It's like an Egyptian king mattress to him.
There you go. All right. What
Guo's gonna go over to Bill. He's gonna be like, "That's some solid work, Bill. How are you feeling?"
Sore. But I don't know. Mika put the weird water stuff on me, and I kind of feel better now. I still
Who
sore.
was the juice?
It was the juice.
Wow.
Mika's got the sauce. That good sauce.
Has anybody seen Mr. O?
I was gonna go check on him real quick.
Are you with them to some extent?
Yeah, they'll just like kick me awake and just be
You
like,
think
Okay.
Brock's okay?
And then Mika, are you with them as well?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so Bill, go ahead and lead us.
I'll help pick up Brock and then lead him inside with over, like he's on my shoulder.
Okay.
And then I guess we all head inside.
All right. As you guys step inside of the shop, you're a bit surprised. So nobody else is in there at the moment, but you notice that the inside of the shop is very disheveled. There's tables, chairs scattered around the room, broken, not broken. The register that you guys normally would keep your money and such in is smashed up. And, there's cups on the floor that are shattered. It's just a mess in there.
Hot leaf juice.
Oh,
Calling
Bill is gonna immediately trot Brock and go running into the back to look for Bill. Mr. Okuran.
You don't get very far as you hear a moaning from behind a table that's been like slammed up against the wall, kind of at an angle, so that there's like a section of that. You know what I'm talking about?
And I go behind him and see how he's
Okay,
doing.
you like pull a table out of the way, and behind the table, you see Mr. Okuran lying on the ground, and he has a dagger protruding from his back.
Who stabbed him in the back? A poor defensive old man?
And he looks up and he says, "Bill, take care of the shop." And lets out a last deep breath as he dies.
What?
No!
And with that, we will leave that at a massive cliffhanger to lead us into season 2.
Man, I'm gonna have some real daddy issues.
Thank you so much for listening to our show. Of course, don't forget to follow or subscribe to our podcast through whatever podcast site that you're using, such as iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and others. Additionally, you can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Just look for the social media icons. Following us on social media gives you access to all news, announcements, and of course new episodes as they are released. You can check out our website, bendersandbrews.com, which will feature all of our episodes as well as news, announcements, and even cool character and player profiles. It's a great hub of information for the Benders and Brews podcast. And finally, we would be truly humbled if you would be willing to take the time to leave us a review if your podcast site allows you to do so, such as on iTunes. Or, in the case of YouTube, you can hit the like and subscribe button and drop us a comment. Tell us about what you thought about our podcast episodes. It sure would mean a lot to us. Avatar Legends is a tabletop role-playing game created by Magpie Games. Nickelodeon, Avatar, and all related titles, logos, and characters are trademarks of Viacom International Inc., all rights reserved. I also want to thank the following artists who you can find on Fiverr for their amazing creative work on this podcast. Character art was done by alessiopapadraw. Background art by Kennicchi. Music by Joe Timms 215. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode.